Instagram, baby, know you bad. Only nothing my
Welcome to Rent TV. Welcome to Rent TV, the cancel show. Like, people think that all these joints with like clout, like they're so hard to get, but they don't realize, like, bro, them the joints that's the easiest, bro. Like, the hard thing is just getting around them, bro. Like, they're easier to get than like regular joints, bro. But it's definitely harder to get around them than these everyday joints that you see. Cause think about it, bro. Especially if you like from a certain culture in a certain world, and you actually like authentic, and you actually like live within that vibe, bro. Like when you come around them, bro, they're not used to having that around them, bro. Cause most of the people around, like the space that they're in, that they occupy, bro, they're like they're either from like a different world or they're just faking it, no pun intended, or they're just faking it, bro. Like where they're just like there's nothing like so-called like real about them, or they're not from a place that's as real as, like, you know what I'm saying, a place that someone else might be from, and they like authentically like embody that. So it's like when you go around these joints, it's like, bruh, it's way easier, just because it's like it's actually harder for you to exist in that world just because you like a fish out of water over there. So it's like it's definitely way easier for you to like finagle with these joints over there compared to like the regular joints. Now getting over there is just like that's the hard part. No diddy though. But when you think about it and you dive even deeper into that like conversation, you start to wonder like, but this kind of plays into what I'm saying, how like some of these niggas like over there is like, you rich, you famous, right? The perception that's like projected on us is that, oh, like you a man, you rich, you famous, you got clout. All these joints are supposed to be throwing themselves at you. All these joints are supposed to be like throwing you pussy like like everywhere you go. They claim that when you have money, power, and fame, they treat you like, women treat you like you a bad bitch, like how they would treat like how regular niggas would treat a bad bitch. It's like you get like pretty girls, privileges and shit. Um, and it's funny to say that because some of these niggas do be pretty girls. No diddy though. Actually, I take that back. I gotta call these niggas pretty. They probably like that shit though. Pause to that whole shit. Anyways, like, but you get what I'm trying to say though. No diddy again. Shit. Um, what I'm saying is like that's the perception, like that they want us to feel. But yet, it's crazy when you see all these news and all these guys getting accused of like drugging women and raping them and shit. And I'm not saying all those accusations are like true, for sure they're not. I definitely don't believe nothing is 100% anyways, but I definitely don't believe, I believe some of these joints, they're just trying to like, you know what I'm saying, like I seen one of these cases that they were even talking about how it's like some people are into like, bro, you gotta watch what you say, bro. When you got money, power, and fame, you gotta watch what you say sometimes. It's like, you know, people like all type of freaky shit, bro. Some people they um like and this is like the bro. It's kind of weird, bro. It's like I heard somebody said something about the Shannon Sharp shit, right? Where they were like, bro, man, yo, niggas need to be careful, bro. Niggas need to be careful, but you gotta be aware, bro. It's like with the Shannon Sharp shit. So I heard some shit Lord Jamar and Vlad were talking about, right? Um and they said some shit about how Shannon Sharp was texting Shorty about how like she was saying um, oh, you was choking me and all that shit, da 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 da. Like I ain't really like that, or some shit along those lines. I ain't really like, why was you doing this, or some shit like that. And he was just like, yeah, when I see you, this, that, and the third, he was about to like do whatever he was about to do to her. I'm like, oh. And it's like they using that to kind of try to crucify him, and she's using that to crucify him. And I'm not saying he did that or he didn't do that, right? But I understand some people be on some freaky shit sometimes, where it's just like this nigga, from her perspective, or the role that they're playing in their little role play, is the big black gorilla ass looking nigga. I'm saying from her perspective of the role that they're playing in their little sexual escapade, is the big black strong gorilla nigga. I'm the white girl, princess girl, where it's like this nigga about to dog me out. No, did he though? You feel me? Like choke me, do all type of crazy, and that shit gets her off. And then he probably gets off that the idea that that's what he's about to do to her. Like, look at this white girl, she wanna fuck with a real nigga, huh? I'm about to show her some shit. Like, I'm about to like devour this joint. And like, he's probably thinking at it from that perspective, right? Because he does. I don't see. I could be wrong, but I'm just talking shit. Like, where like he done said certain shit like, oh yeah, like these girls don't think I could go there. Like, these young boys be going there like Uncle Hank, Uncle do it. No, did he? Uncle do all this like he could do what these young niggas could do too. Like so I heard him say some shit like that before. I feel like, okay, he's coming from that perspective, right? Whereas like, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that statement, bro. Live how you live, bro. But what I'm saying is the way like this joint could be being, they could be masking all this shit and portraying all this shit like this nigga is just a savage. Look at what he was doing to her. And the thing with white men, bro, even since like the age of like slavery and shit like that, like they wanna believe that certain white men, not all white men, they wanna believe that that perception of what I was just talking about, that role playing, like that's their fantasies really in their mind, or not fantasies, that's their fears in their mind, right? And some of those fears is projected on like some of these white joints. So some of these white joints, like they live that fantasy. Oh, I don't know if it's because they feel like those white joints have those fantasies and they feel a way about those fantasies, where it's just like they just want to be devoured and like annihilated by a big black gorilla looking nigga from their perspective. You see what I'm saying? Because it seems like I don't heard a lot of like white men like give that perspective. Oh my God, imagine what that nigga gonna do, what they're gonna do to our women and shit. They always had that fear. I don't know if they have that fear and then white women are trying to live that, or is it just that they realize maybe some white women have those fantasies and they want to get in the way of that shit. And then this nigga, as far as from a nigga perspective, some of these niggas be thinking like, yeah, this white girl, man, I'm about to, you feel me? I'm about to crack this, I'm about to crush this. And niggas be saying certain shit like, yo, like these white girls will do anything. They'll do shit that some black girls wouldn't even do, or a good majority of black girls wouldn't even do. But these white joints, nigga, they do anything and shit. So it's like some of that dynamic that's coming to play, especially in the era and the times that we live in, where it's like the way some of that could be manipulated based on certain people who have certain perception from a certain time, or certain people who just exist in a certain world, where it's just like some of those fears or some of those things are still a reality to them, or they're scared that it might be a reality to them. So it's like there's this line, bro, and I feel like sometimes it gets blurred and sometimes people take advantage of it. And that's the thing with a thin line. It could be manipulated sometimes, bro, because it could be either one or the other, or sometimes a combination of both, or completely a different thing that you can create out of thin air. But these are the lines that people walk. We all walk some type of thin line in our lives, bro. Especially if you deem that special, bro. A lot of times for you to exist in that place that's deemed that special, you gotta walk a thin line. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, there's this perception now, like, oh, if you have money, fame, and power and all that as a man, you're so desirable. And then it makes you think, bro, if that's the case, why are all these men like so-called drugging these women and raping them, bro? They gotta be some type of thing off about that. So it's like you start to think it's either these niggas is gay and they're trying to hide something, bro. The fact that they're gay, so they gotta drug these women, or there's something else that they're doing with these women that they don't want them to remember, they don't want them to know, or they're not getting as much pussy as they seem to be saying that they are. That maybe money, fame, and power don't really get you as much pussy as these niggas try to make it look like it do. Now, if you like, if people think you look good and then you have money, fame, and power, I could see how that could get you pussy out of this world. You know what I'm saying? No pun intended. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it seems like I don't know, but it seems like guys who people might not necessarily perceive as they look good or they're a pleasure to be around, women aren't really throwing pussy at them like that. Like some of them are, or they still gotta do the most to get some pussy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I feel like somebody who have money, fame, and power, right? It's a different dynamic of them getting like pussy compared to somebody who like is might not necessarily be viewed as attractive, right? So it's really essentially when you view it, it's really the same dynamic as like somebody who is within the same tax bracket, might not have that much money, but in the same tax bracket as somebody else who's in the same tax bracket, and one is deemed to be attractive, and the other one is deemed to look not so attractive or average or whatever. Essentially, one is gonna get these joints trying to crank, is gonna be in a position to crank these joints more than the other, right? So when you start paying attention, you realize like even with money, it's the same dynamic, but the perception is, oh, regardless of that, like that's the perception they're trying to paint. Regardless of that, nah, like bitches is throwing pussy at them. Yeah, at a higher rate than the average person for sure. Maybe even at a higher rate than the average person that people might be deemed as attractive. Yes, but I feel like it's not what people think, and a lot of these things going on is proving that, bro. Where it's just like, especially if these joints are around a certain environment where they could choose between a nigga that got money and a nigga that don't really got money. Like, I mean, a nigga that got two niggas that got money, but one is deemed attractive, the other one is not attractive. Who do you think they're gonna go try to crank, bro? Or who do you think it could crank? Who do you think could crank, bro? Like the chances of them wanting like the person that they deem to be more attractive to crank is way higher, bro. And sometimes, as long as they're rich, it doesn't matter. Like the person who might not be deemed as that attractive could even have more money than the person that's deemed as more attractive. But you know, so it's like that dynamic doesn't necessarily change based on everything I'm seeing, bro. Cause these niggas, and then these niggas, they be jealous and they take that shit to heart. And they take that shit to heart. Whereas like now it's like they feel some type of way. But it's like this is the reality we live in though. It's not, you can't be living in a fantasy thinking like, you know what I'm saying? That's like if you don't have as much money, but people think you're attractive, and you go around people who have money, but they might not be as attractive. You say you're in a setting like that, and then you start getting mad if all these joints, and you're around certain type of joints, and all these joints start choosing like the nigga that got money. And then you imagine you start getting mad. Oh, I look better than these niggas. It's like, nigga, like, are you living in reality, bro? Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, you gotta live in reality, bro. Like, so it's a crazy dynamic.